Hello, world's most uncomfortable man on the camera is back to do another uncomfortable video. So let's begin. Today I want to talk about quality over quantity. Now this is quite common for a lot of personal trainers and their clients. Often they have some really awesome clients that are willing to work really hard in order to reach their goal, generally a fat loss goal. So we're going to kind of stick with the fat loss theme for today's video, but it can be applied across lots of other goals. So generally they'll come in the morning, they'll do some cardio, half an hour, 45 minutes before work. They'll then go to work, they'll eat their food religiously, they'll eat all the meals that they've been asked to eat. And then on an evening they'll come in for the personal training session and they'll probably generally train with weights. They may even go for a swim or something afterwards, depending on which gym they train at and so on. Now, the question I ask a lot of my clients, and what I've been asking other trainers is, are my clients and are your clients getting quality sessions, or are they just getting run-of-the-mill, generic, it's another workout? Tick the box. I've done 8 hours worth of exercise this week. I've done 9 hours worth of exercise this week. How much time of those 8 or 9 hours is being quality, productive time working towards your goal? So firstly, I guess what everyone needs to establish is, why are you exercising? So for me right now, I'm exercising for a triathlon. So my training is geared towards that. Previously to training for the triathlon, my training was geared around enjoyment. So I trained 7 days a week. I really enjoyed myself and I just trained what I fancied that day. It was great not having that pressure of I must train like this or I must train like that. So if you're training for enjoyment, just train at your own leisure. 7 days a week, so be it, that's fine. Just make the right preparations to ensure you're not overtraining and reduction of injuries. So making sure you're stretching, getting some massage, eating the right amount of calories, keeping your training fun and enjoyable so mental fatigue doesn't sit in. Often life provides us with adequate opportunity to rest. So weekends away, birthdays, holidays, etc. So generally, your training will be periodized without even meaning to it. It'll be broken down and you'll have time off. And it works out quite well for most people. That's a good thing. However, if you're the individual that is very focused, I'm going to use fat loss again, on fat loss, I'm getting lean, I'm staying in shape, I'm working really hard, and you think that by working really hard, you're going to get there, sometimes isn't the case. So these 8-9 hours that you may be doing a week worth of exercise probably aren't very productive. The person that does 4 or 5 hours but of quality sessions generally will be getting there before you and will be reaching their goal before you. And there's a few reasons for that. So, I'm sorry, I'm just reading my notes, bear with me. So you need to think about, for fat loss, energy expenditure. So who's going to expend the most energy? The person that's doing 4 or 5 hours a week of really intense quality exercise, working non-stop, working maximally, whatever it may be, cardiovascular or weights. They're working maximally. Their energy output is great. It's really high. Or the person that's mentally drained, physically drained, running through the motions in their exercise sessions. I'm going to work on the percentage that's the guys that are really fresh and really busting the balls. Sorry for the same. On making sure that they're expending plenty of energy in their sessions. So that's the first thing to think about. Secondly, you've got your hormonal response to doing too much training, not necessarily overtraining, but training too frequently without getting enough adequate rest or recovery. So yeah, overtraining, but we'll come at that a different day. So yeah, you have certain hormone levels that will decrease. That certainly won't aid you in your fat loss journey. And then additionally, on top of that, you've got your risk of injury and mental fatigue. So your risk of injury is greater because you're not recovering, your technique's sloppy, you're not concentrating properly, and then you're bored, you're sick, you're not energized, you don't feel really positive coming into the session. So if you don't feel positive, if you don't feel energetic, you're not going to expend as much energy, you're not going to put as much into the session. So you just take a little step back. If you're training for performance and you're overtraining, you're doing too many sessions, your quantity of sessions is too many. Often again, poor technique, injuries. That's not great when you are training for performance. One of the key parts of it is technique, whatever it may be, whether it be running, football, rugby, whatever it may be. Your technique is really important. Your poor recovery again, so come competition day or come match day, you're not going to be physically at optimal. You're not going to be at your best. You won't be at 100%. And then we also have to look at, again, mental fatigue, and then all the negative impacts that will have on your performance. So generally, if these signs are you, if this is ringing bells, you're thinking, actually, do you know what it is? I probably am doing a little too much here. I probably am working a little bit too hard. I'm maybe not eating enough. We can talk about nutrition in relation to it at a later date. You maybe need to look at improving your sleep quality, 7 to 9 hours. Generally 8 if you can is a magic number. Hydration, really important, especially for those performance people, very, very important. Stretching and massage, what I would like to call prehab. Keeping on top of things, so you're preventing injury before it even happens by being nice and supple. Muscles feel great, and your range of motion is good through your massage and your stretching. Very important. Again, eating enough nutritious calories to support your goal. Even fat loss, you still need nutritious calories to support your goal. Remember, all you're looking to do is create an energy deficit. You can still do that and recover at the same time. And then the best thing and the hardest thing for an individual to do, which is why a lot of people use coaches until they can really establish this themselves, is becoming in tune with your body, knowing when to rest and when to eat. That for me is fundamentally the most important thing. I know myself, I'm very lucky that I'll wake up one morning and I'll know what my session is going to look like that day because of how I feel. So that's the key thing. So often you might want to look at using a personal trainer or using a coach, depending on whether it's performance or fat loss, whatever you're looking for, and taking their advice and letting them guide you into learning your own body. Often that works very well. And I guess the last thing is make training and exercise fun. I myself went through a period of time when I was at the back end of bodybuilding and I hated it. It was just boring, really, really boring, mundane. And my performance was poor, my output was poor. And I trained first and foremost for enjoyment, and I had zero enjoyment out of it. So make sure that your training sessions or your exercise sessions are really fun and enjoyable, and you're doing things that you want to do. Obviously, everyone has to do stuff that they don't want to do, because generally that's the stuff that works. But just complement it with stuff that you really enjoy. Sorry that's gone on quite long, but hopefully that's ticking some boxes, ringing some bells, going, okay, cool, that's me. I need to start to address these things. I need to maybe reduce how much exercise I'm doing and look about my output and my quality of performance in the sessions that I'm going to do. So maybe less is more, decrease your sessions, look at really, really, really improving your output, especially for fat loss, looking at your hormonal response, so keeping some certain hormones nice and high, which will aid you in your fat loss, keeping your mental fatigue decreased, and for those in performance especially, keeping your technique on point. So maybe you do 4 or 5 hours of really intense exercise that week, and then you look at replacing your other 3 to 4 hours worth of exercise that you were previously doing with yoga, stretching, massage, light technique work depending on what your sport is or what you're choosing to do, or alternatively, refresh the mind, watch a movie, go out with some friends, go out with some food, whatever it may be. If you can put all these things together, you'll generally have a pretty good plan moving forward to reaching your goals. Okay, I hope that helps, and sorry for being too long-winded.